Hi, my name is Richard Gayle, and thank you for joining me on Radical Shift. We're going to talk about some very important issues today. We're going to talk about ensuring that we are living our lives based on the right information. There are many people that are living their lives on a lie. The scripture tells us that the devil is a liar. And if we live our lives based on lies, there is no way we are going to succeed. So I want to share some information with you that will probably help you on reconstructing your life, redirecting your life, or realigning yourself with the truth of God. I want you to do a short introspection of yourself and ask yourself, what information am I living my life on? Are the things that I'm experiencing in my life, are they predicated on the truth, or I am where I am in my life because I am living my life based on a lie? You and I know it is impossible to live a lie and succeed at anything. It's just not going to happen. A lie may get us started, but it can't keep us going, and certainly will not get us to where we want to be. It will not ensure our destiny. So we have to do our own introspection and make sure that our lives, and I want to say it again and again, is aligned with the truth of God. Now, let's think about some lies that some of us, may be living out in our lives. Here are some. Someone may have told you in childhood or somewhere in your life that you will never amount to anything. Someone may have told you it doesn't make sense to try. Nobody's going to employ you because you don't have a college degree. Somebody may have told you that everybody in your family failed at the thing you're trying at now, and so it doesn't make sense for you to even attempt to do it. And the unfortunate thing is, some of us really take those things and some of those things in our spirits, and we live them out consciously or unconsciously. Some of us don't understand why we're always seemingly come up short. We're just about there to accomplish what we want in life, and then suddenly something happened. And not only one instant, but we have noticed that those things seemingly have happened again and again and again and again. So it's necessary that we are engaged here, engaged in our minds, and, just to ensure that our lives is based on truth, not on what people say, not on what people think about us, not on what your emotions may be telling you right now. Because the truth of the matter is, if we allow those things to get in our spirits, they're going to mess with our emotions. And of course, we are going to literally feel like we won't accomplish. But here's the good news. You can literally create your own experiences. The experiences of your grandfather, your father, your brothers, or whoever didn't make it before you doesn't have to be yours. God has given us the ability and the power of choice. And so we can literally choose our own experiences. We can create them. It doesn't matter what we were living on and how we felt about ourselves and how many times we have failed. We can literally create our own experience. Doesn't have to be determined by someone else's history. Their experiences doesn't have to be ours. And here's the danger of those things. Sometimes, unknown to us, we teach the same stuff we are experiencing in our spirit, the same defeatist lifestyle to our children. We don't understand why the generation after us and after our children begin to experience the same thing. See, we can literally recycle these things. A mindset is something you can literally recycle. You can actually teach it to someone else, not just your children, but even your friends. You literally see ourselves in other people. Here it is again. It is our responsibility to ensure that the information we're aligning our lives with are information of truth. When you are traveling, you have a destiny in mind. When all of us are traveling, we have a destiny in mind. Based on that destiny in mind, we gather necessary information that will take us to where we are heading. Now, it's the same thing with life. What's our goal? What's your goal? Who's talking to you? We'll finish this point when we come back from the break.
The gap between one's dreams and goals are getting wider for many. Roadblocks after roadblocks, negative self-talk, old patterns, and lack of self-awareness plays a silent, destructive, dominant role in their lives. It's time to dismantle these silent forces and rise to our God-given potential. Rise with Coach Richard Gayle, an independent life coach, trainer, leader, and speaker who has the passion and the skills to help close the gap between your dreams and your goals. It's time to change the narrative of your life. For life coaching, contact risewithrcg@gmail.com. Telephone 416-820-9669.
Activate the Power Now and Think Like God are two great books that you need to have in your library. God has inspired me to write these two books. Activate the Power Now gives us various ways to access the power of God. If there's a time that we need the power of God or need to access the power of God, is now. Think Like God teaches us how to think, not only as a man, but to think like God. But when we begin to think like God, we can access God on another level. Make sure you have these books. They will change your life and lead you into new understanding and new divine discovery. Send me an email or call the number on the screen, and I will make sure you have these books. Before the break, we were talking about destiny. If you're traveling on a journey, you literally need to know where you're going, obviously. And after you decide where you're going to go, if you've never been there before, you're going to need the proper information to ensure that you get to your destiny. Not only that, but just in case you exit the wrong exit, when you realize that you make a wrong turn, you can correct your mistake because you have the right information. Imagine you were going and you didn't have the right information. Just imagine that. And you keep driving miles and miles away from your destiny. You would have spent a whole lot of time on the road, spent a lot of money buying gas, and found out at the end of a long and tiring journey that you went the wrong way. There are many people out there that live their life exactly like that. They're living their lives on the wrong information. They travel, they work hard. They get up from 9 or 5 sometimes in the morning, don't come back home until 12. They're trying hard. You cannot say they weren't trying, but they still just can't get to the place they want to be. They can't get there because they know where they want to be, but they don't have the right information. Sometimes they live their lives, make decisions on that lie. Somebody told them, and they have it in their minds for years. Work without self-confidence, work without believing in themselves because somebody hurt them by instilling a lie in them. You have to find that lie. All of us, sometime, someplace in our lives, we're told something that's not true. And you have to find it because it's there. It's there. You may think it's not there, but it's there. And sometimes we make our decisions based on that lie. Sometimes we move forward in life not knowing that the reason for our failures is because of that lie. So we have to find it. It is imperative. It is important. It is pertinent to our success in life that we find that lie. When you don't have the right information for where we're heading, for where you are heading, where I am heading, the truth of the matter is we will never get there. And if we didn't get there, what do we do next? What do we do next? Start the same journey again. Probably we have a different destination in mind this time, but we're doing the same thing. We did not get the proper information. And guess what? The same thing that happened last time is going to happen this time. And again, and again, and again, and again. I've seen it in my life. And this is one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about helping others, just pointing out some simple things that can make a difference in people's lives. I've seen too many people traveling with the right desire on the wrong road. They're traveling with the right desire. It's right for them to want to do better for themselves. It is right for them to want to do better for their family. That's the right desire. But they're on the wrong road because of the information they have. And it doesn't matter how great and strong and perfect your dreams may sound. If you don't have the right information, again and again and again, you will never get where you want to be. We need to make sure, I'm saying it again, we need to make sure we have the right information. And to do that, you have to be careful who you allow to talk to you. When you want to know something, don't just go to your best friend or go to somebody because you know them for a long time. Don't just go to them because they talk the talk. A lot of people talk, but they don't have the goods. Go to someone who knows, who has the stuff, someone who's been there before, someone who knows how to do it. Not all of your friends know how to do it. Not everybody in your household know how to do it. Not everybody you trust know how to do it. Sometimes you just need to make up your mind and step out of your comfortable zone and be comfortable with being uncomfortable and find someone who can give you the information you need. I don't know about you, but I've had my share of people telling me stuff that I think knew what they were talking about. Sound like they know what they're talking about because they read the book. But the difference is they read the book, but they never took the journey. It's the difference between the guy who just read the book and the guy who travel on the road, who know the turns, the ins and the outs. That guy can give you the proper information. He can tell you what to look for, where the dangers are, what you should do and what you should not do. Success is not per chance. We have to be deliberate. We have to be deliberate if we're going to succeed in life. And some of us are very close, but we just need to tweak what we're doing a little bit. We just need to change some things. We just need to make sure we're talking to the right people. For the right people will always have the right information. The right people will always have the right information. Now, if you're traveling and you don't have the right information, you have misinformation. And misinformation leads to everywhere else, but not to where you want to be. Now, I don't know about you, but, the good Lord never promised me time everlasting on earth. This is why I have to be deliberate. I have to make sure, because the amount of time that God has given me, I have to ensure that I manage it well. I don't have time to travel down the road for 5, 6, 10 years and realize that, wow, this is the wrong path. I can't get to where I'm going like this. And we waste the time. We waste energy. And we waste effort and can't achieve. And you know what we often do? When we waste energy, effort, and time, we blame God. We fasted, we prayed, we studied, we tithed, we were in church every Sunday, and we blame God because we expect God to do our stuff. God is going to do his stuff, but we have a responsibility to be good managers of the time and the energy that God has given to us. And one way we can do that before we embark on anything is to ensure that we are not moving on misinformation. I got a lot more to say on this subject after the break.
Vessels, instruments that is used by God.
Don't you know that Satan knew you was coming? He knew that God had a destiny for you. And he tried everything so far to abort your destiny.
You are a vessel. And you are the instruments of God.
Do you know how many people are struggling in the wrong place right now? There's some people who can't even find their way back to where they started because they did not do due diligence. Do you know how much time we can waste? And do you know we can't get it back? We can't get those things back. We can't get back time. Time is no respected person. Time doesn't wait for anybody. Somebody said, well, I'm going to manage my time. No, you can't manage time. You can only manage what you do in time. Don't let anybody tell you you can time management. You and I have no control over time. Time goes on, and it waits for nobody. Time is selfish. Time never said, hey, Richard, I am going to hang around here for you until 5 o'clock the next day because I know you're busy. And no, time is not like that. Time is moving. Time waits on no man. So we have to be deliberate. We have to ensure that what we're working on, we have the proper information. The Bible tells us a very telling story that Peter was out there all night fishing. All night, he pulled an all-nighter fishing, lack of sleep, fishing, working, fishing, all night. At the end of the night, he came up empty. No fish. No fish at all. If you're trying hard, if you're out there doing your best, working hard at something all night, all year, 10 years, 20 years, 25 years, and the results are always the same, little or empty. The same or empty. The same or empty. Let me tell you right here, you are not a prisoner to your circumstances. You can actually change the outcome. Yes, you can. You can change the outcome. If you have a functioning mind and you know what to do and you are determined enough, you can change it. Peter was out there all night fishing and he came up empty. I want to let you know that your time of coming up empty is close to be over. You've worked hard. It's your time to take a shift, a radical shift to ensure that you don't pull all-nighters and years and coming up with the same and empty. That changes now. But nothing is going to change if we get stuck in the same thing because we're comfortable with it and because this is what we know and we've been doing this for 10 years and 15 years. A lot of people are stuck in what they know. A lot of people have become prisoners to familiar things. If you're going to change the results, you have to change. And you have to be willing to break out of your familiar spaces. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable. You have to be willing to take a chance. Peter went out on what he knew. But sometimes what we know is the problem. Because sometimes what we know, beloved people, is not expansive enough. It's not broad enough. It is not comprehensive enough. And so we will always be working in that little circle with great expectations. Now, when you work in a little circle with great expectations, that's good. But the truth of the matter is, you are only going to accomplish what is in that little circle. So what changes for Peter? Thanks for asking. When Peter came out, Jesus came on the scene and Jesus came to him and said, Peter, what's going on? He said, man, Jesus, I've been out here all night fishing and I haven't gotten anything. I came up empty. Jesus says, all right, I have something to tell you. I want to change that circumstance. I want to change your results. That's what we want. All of us need our results to change. Well, Jesus says, I'm going to change your results, but I'm going to give you some instructions. I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to give you right information. Peter said, but Lord, what information you have for me? I've been out here all night. You probably was somewhere sleeping, and resting well. I've been out here working all night. Jesus said, I hear you, Peter, but I have some information for you. I have some information for you. He said, I want you to go back out there. Go right back out there and cast your net on the other side. Not the side that you spend all night on, the other side. Sometimes people, all it takes is a simple change. It's just to do something different. Because if you want something different, you can't get up every day and do the same thing. If you do the same thing every day, you're going to get the same results every day. Jesus said, I have some information, and you're going to have to tweak a little bit what you've been doing. I want you to go back out there, but I want you to put the net on the other side. On the other side. If you think a little bit different, if you do something a little bit different, don't do it like you do it all the time for 10 years, for 5 years. Don't say it like you've been saying it for the past 5, 6 years. Say it a little bit different. Do it a little bit different. Make sure you have the information to help you. One move based on the right information was all Peter needed. You don't know how close you are to your destiny. You just have one little change to do. And to do that change, you need to get the right information. Let me just say this. Sometimes, as I said before, we get stuck in what we know. And sometimes we develop a fixed mindset in what we know. And we believe this is the only way to do it. There is no other way to do it. And because we think that way, we're always getting the same result. But don't become a prisoner to what you know. Sometimes, as I said before, all you need to do is make a little tweak. There is something else going on the other side. It's your time now to see your dream come through. You are one move away. It is not the net that is going to do it for you. It is your willingness to expand what you know, to expand your learning, and get some new information that will help you to walk into a new direction. Thank you for joining me on Radical Shift, where we keep it simple, we keep it real, and we keep it straight.